Working on a V-Strom today. Hello my friends, welcome to Tom's Tinkering and Adventures with Jim. Today we're working on this V-Strom 650 and we got some new parts that Jim purchased here. He brings the stuff over here for me to work on it, but usually I just let him work on it and I drink beer and watch him. But you know, I'm here just to help make sure he doesn't drop bolts and stuff. But we're putting a new chain and sprockets on, and we're maybe going to do the front brakes as well.
I hope so.
He's hoping so. So we're going to get started on it. He's over there looking through my tools. We'll get the tools and I'll show you what we're doing. All right, in order for us to get to this front sprocket nut here, we got to remove this clutch servo or whatever you want to call it. It's like a clutch cylinder. And I was telling Jim, these are almost exactly the same as Suzuki's I've worked on from the 70s. It's kind of funny how similar it is. But we're going to get that off, and this is not a clip style chain, so we're going to have to break a link. I'll show you how I do it in my garage. Okay, before we cut the chain, we're going to loosen up this front sprocket bolt here, or nut. And I have a 36 millimeter and a 30 millimeter socket. Neither one of those fit. We're guessing it's a 32. So what we're going to do is, Jim's holding the brake on the other side, and I'm going to see if we can't break this loose. And there it goes. It's loose. So when we tighten that up, it probably has a torque value, and it looks like it's a lock nut as well, so 2 out of 3 will be good. So you can break your chain with one of these chain kits, and that's fine if you don't have other means. This is what I like to use to break the chain. My ultra classic Harbor Freight 4.5-inch angle grinder. This thing has seen it all, as you can tell. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut one of these links just straight in half. So we'll spare you the sparks and the noise. I'll show you what she looks like when it's cut. You can hit go whenever. Okay, so we pulled the cotter pin here, loosened up the nut. This is a 24 millimeter, which I have. If you don't, then you can use your adjustable. And now we're gonna pull the axle out, pull the wheel off, and then we're gonna remove the rear sprocket. Okay, here's the sprocket. We get the wheel out. Let me pull this off. I think I've shown these before. This has got what's called a cush drive, so there's these rubber bumpers in here, and then the sprocket carrier just goes on there, and that's supposed to help with the pulses of the engine. Almost every street bike has these, and some dirt bikes do. But what we're going to do is just put that back in here, and then we're going to take these bolts or these nuts off and remove this. These are lock nuts, and I'm sure they have a torque, so we'll look that up, but we'll get this off. It's so shiny. Oh, that's from Moana. You wouldn't know that unless you watch Moana. My granddaughter loves that movie, so. But we got it. We're looking up the torque value right now and whether or not we should put some Loctite on here. But whatever the manual says, that's what we're going to do, because we don't operate any other way out of this garage. So we looked up on the good old interwebs here for these. We didn't find anything that said anything about Loctite, and these do appear to have a little locking collar on them, so they're, you know, the semi-lock nuts. Got the good old-fashioned torque wrench here. I'll hand this off to Mr. Jim here. We'll do one torque. These about 32 foot-pounds is what we found. There's your click, and we're just going to go around in a crisscross pattern on these. Get them torqued down to the proper torque value. And once you're done, you go back and check each of them again. There you go. All right. And we're done. So we'll put the wheel on and then start fitting the chain. And just like that, movie magic, we're back on the bike. We've temporarily installed the front sprocket. It's not tight yet. We'll tighten that when we get the chain installed.
Does it matter which way?
Yeah, man. No, it doesn't. Jim is showing the smart way of doing this. Wear gloves, because these chains come all lubricated and they're kind of a mess. So he's trying to feed it up around the front. Let me get around him here and show you what the fun here is, because these new chains are, oh yeah, just lost our little clutch deal. It's not hard to put back together. But these new chains are kind of stiff, so feeding them around is can be a pain in the butt. One of the nice things about breaking the link rather than cutting it like I did is that if you want to feed the new chain on, you can just attach it to the old one, but that doesn't always work either. I think you're in neutral, man. I think you just put it in gear. It's just a stiff chain. And as you can see, I'm helping. Sitting over here. We're not sure. We may have to cut a link or two off of this chain when the time comes. So we moved the axle adjusters all the way forward and then installed this chain and got it as tight as we could pull it by hand. Obviously it's still pretty loose, but that's going to tighten up considerably. But it looks like we need to remove 2 links. So what I'm going to do for that is, well, you can use this chain tool and try to break these links, but I'm going to just put the grinder wheel on my grinder, and I'm going to grind these heads down on this link, pop that face off and pull it out. It's just a little bit more convenient than using this chain breaker. Many times I've used these chain breakers and the tool itself breaks instead of the chain. So if you've got a grinder, it's really the way to go. It's easy and quick. Okay, you missed out on the sparks, but you can see I ground the rivets off on that link, and then we'll take this top of the line little Craftsman chisel, and you can use a screwdriver as well, and it should just pop the face of this off of here. It should. And now that we're on camera, it won't. There, you can see it going.
At least you're knocking the dust off my rear wheel.
Yeah, that was part of the plan. It's going. There we go. And I like to save these O-rings for spares, because sometimes you lose them. So it's good to have those. So there we go. And now we'll be ready to put the master link on here, which is a rivet type, not the clip type. So we're gonna have to use that little chain broken tool. So I've already put the master link on here. Make sure you put the grease on the O-rings. Man, I'm looking for where I put that little grease thing. It's right in front of me here. Oh, watch myself, I'm in front of the camera. There we go. All right, so here's the grease. You gotta put it on the O-rings and on the pins here. And then you're gonna use your chain tool. You get this piece here that goes on the back side. And then this piece here is what you put on this side, and that's going to press the clip over and onto here. And now we have to get the riveting set up together and then press each one of these rivets. And here's the setup for riveting these. I've replaced this, put that piece in there for the back. That goes on the back of the rivet, and then this piece here is what's going to mushroom out this head of the rivet here. And you can use this that little lever there that comes with the kit, or you can use a 14 millimeter, which is the size of this one. But make sure you put this piece screws into here so you can hold it. So make sure you have that piece in there. So I'm gonna hit these up and we'll move on to the brakes. So there they are after being riveted, mushroomed out a little bit there. So the last thing that we have to do is torque this, adjust the rear axle where we want it for proper chain tension, and then torque and cotter pin the axle, reinstall this clutch setup here, which we've cleaned all up. We're going to reinstall that, and then the cover was already off when we started. So we're going to get all that done and then move on to the brakes. As you can see, Jim's got the front caliper off here and he's busy. Hey man, I was going to brush my teeth with that later. Make sure you clean that up. So he's just cleaning up the pistons here. We've already removed the old brake pads. Here, I'll show you. That's the remaining brake pad material, and that's what the replacement ones look like. So they had a little bit left, but we're here, we're gonna do it. So to remove the calipers, it's just these two bolts. 1, 2, pops off. It's pretty easy. And what we have to do next is, once he gets this cleaned up, is we're going to retract these pistons. And down here I have a C-clamp. So we're going to use the C-clamp, push those in, and I'll show you how to put the pads back on here. I don't know if we know what we're doing or not. We got the new pads on here. This pin goes through, and then there's a clip that holds it on right in there. There's a hole. So the little clip is right there. See it? So we're gonna get that in there, hopefully. Okay, we may not have shown every step here, but we're gonna show how to properly torque this on. This is called Jim torque.
That's it.
That's it.
1, and we're good.
Oh, Jesus. Well, it's his bike, so he can do what he wants. Actually, like I said, I have that saying in my garage. It's RTFM. Read the freaking manual. But if you want to do things the wrong way, then you can watch how. Yeah, I think we're gonna be okay. Hang on, let's see what we can do.
Oh, that's right.
How's that now? Is that better? Yeah, I pumped it up right here with the handle because we pushed those pistons in with the C-clamp. So now we got new front brake pads and a new chain and sprockets. This V-Strom is ready to go wherever we want to go. We got Coronado Brewing Company beer on the back. It's just a box. We don't have any beer in there. All right, there's the happy Jim and happy V-Strom. This thing's ready to go anywhere in the world now. We spent a couple minutes working on this center stand. We still have to replace a bolt down there that's not correct, but all said and done, we're better than it came into the garage, and that's all I can ever really ask. So, thank you very much for thank you, Mr. he says. Tinker. Thank you very much for watching. Get out there and find your adventure. Adios.